All right, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating and frankly pretty radical business plan. It's all about a new creative technology ecosystem. And get this, it's a story about a 22-year-old solo founder, open source hardware, and a wild bet that you can build a massive company by giving your most valuable product away for free. Okay, let's get into it. And it all kicks off with this quote right here. Now, this isn't just some edgy line to grab your attention. It's literally the entire philosophical engine behind a company called DeMoD LLC. It's a challenge, really, to every artist and engineer out there. And that challenge, that whole philosophy, actually has a name: the artisan's obligation. This is the core belief system, the North Star, that dictates every single strategic decision we're about to unpack. So the company is DeMoD LLC, and for now, it's pretty much a one-man show. It's run by founder Asher Leroy out of Portland, Oregon. What's amazing is that this whole thing started as a high school project to just build better, cheaper audio effects, and now it's evolved into this incredibly ambitious venture.
So, what is the artisan's tool obligation? Well, it's this idea that real innovators, true creators, they don't just accept the tools they're given. They have to question them. They have to modify them. And if nothing out there meets their specific, opinionated vision, they actually have an obligation to build their own. It's all about forging the exact hammer you need to create your art.
And you know, this isn't some new, crazy idea. Just think about the greats, right? Les Paul didn't just play the guitar, he basically invented the solid-body electric guitar. Eddie Van Halen literally pieced together his Frankenstrat because no guitar on the market could make the sounds he was hearing in his head. This philosophy is all about channeling that exact same spirit. Okay, so you've got this powerful philosophy, but how do you turn that into a business that actually, makes money? Let's get into the strategy, because this is where things get really, really unconventional. The whole model really rests on two main pillars. Pillar one, give away the hardware designs for free, completely open source. See, it's not about selling boxes. It's about building a massive, super engaged community of developers and creators. Then comes pillar two. Once you have that huge community, you sell them high-value software and services. The hardware is just the appetizer. The software is the main course.
Now here's a great way to think about it. Think about Tesla. You buy the car, that's the hardware, but the real long-term value, the recurring revenue, that all comes from the software ecosystem, right? Full self-driving, supercharging, all that stuff. DeMoD is basically trying to be the Tesla of creative audio tools.
So the absolute key to making this work is the type of open source license you choose. It's a critical decision. And DeMoD picked a very specific one from CERN. Yep, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. It's called the Strongly Reciprocal License. And this is why that choice is so genius. Strongly reciprocal is what you might call a viral license. It means if you take DeMoD's hardware design and you change it to make something new, your new design also has to be open source under the exact same license. It forces all that community innovation right back into the public ecosystem. It creates this amazing growth loop where the platform just gets better and better for everyone, for free. So we've been talking a lot about this free hardware. Let's actually take a look at what it is. What is this hardware appetizer that's supposed to kickstart this entire ecosystem? It's called the EchoForge DSP. And look, this isn't just some simple little hobbyist board. The claim here is that this is the most powerful, free, and open source hardware design for a digital signal processor on the entire planet. Right now. Let's actually break down what that means. The DSP chip at its heart is a dual-core beast from Texas Instruments, which totally sets a new performance standard. And it's paired with a full gigabyte of RAM. That's crucial. That's what unlocks these really demanding applications like real-time generative AI music or super complex VR audio. But it's not just about power, it's also about quality, with a pro-grade audio codec. The whole design is production-ready, not just some rough prototype. And because it's so powerful, the potential market is just huge. I mean, yeah, of course it's for musicians, but it's also a serious development board for AI audio tasks, for creating immersive audio in games and VR, and even for audio analysis in smart IoT devices. The possibilities are massive.
So the vision is grand, right? A powerful, free hardware platform that spawns this massive community, all feeding into a profitable software marketplace. It sounds amazing, but what about the reality? What are the odds of a single solo founder actually pulling all of this off?
I mean, the long-term vision is absolutely massive. We're talking a full software-as-a-service marketplace that uses blockchain-based DRM to protect creators' work, a full-on branch in Japan for manufacturing and operations, and even developing sustainable instruments from eco-friendly materials like hempcrete. It's huge.
But to its credit, the plan is brutally honest about the stark reality of it all. As a solo founder, the risk of scope creep and just not being able to execute is immense. The entire operation is currently being bootstrapped by the money he makes repairing guitars. And of course, there's the very real danger of burnout when one person is trying to do everything.
So, to get over that first major hurdle, to get past the bootstrapping phase, the plan calls for a very specific funding goal: $300,000. This isn't some crazy huge venture round. It's a really targeted injection of capital to go from a one-man shop to a sustainable operation with a small team.
And how that money is raised is just as strategic as the business model itself. The plan is to raise it by selling something called a utility token. Think of it like a digital voucher for future services, instead of taking traditional venture capital. And why do that? Well, it all comes down to one word: control. A token raise provides the capital without giving up equity or a board seat. It ensures the founder's uncompromising, opinionated vision, which is the company's core asset, remains completely pure.
So that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? On one hand, you have this absolutely brilliant, disruptive model that uses open-source principles to build a powerful community and a defensible business. But on the other hand, you have the monumental challenge of a solo founder trying to execute a multifaceted global strategy. So, is this the future, or is it a beautiful idea facing impossible odds? I guess only time will tell.